Narcissistic parents, narcissists in general, have limiting core beliefs that really drive their experience. I'm talking about some negative beliefs that really drive them to create rules for you as their adult children and for their children, for everybody around them who's really close in. You're going to have to follow these rules. I would almost say that what I'm going to be covering in this video are mottos, and these are really like 5 mottos that narcissistic parents live by, or rules they live by that you have to also abide by. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth. I'm a transpersonal psychologist, a holistic nutritional chef, and best-selling author of Get Well Now, Healing Yourself with Food and the Power of the Mind. And I help wounded ACONs, adult children of narcissists, to become healed icons. And what's an icon? An icon is somebody who's independent, confident, original, and naturally you. So I help you become the icon in your own life in my one-on-one coaching program, Iconic Me. And I also host the Toxic Parent Recovery Summit. And I am faculty with the Shift Network, and I have my own online courses on my website at meghaworth.com. So let's get back to the subject at hand. So 5 destructive beliefs that narcissists hold, narcissistic parents hold, that are affecting you. And they'll affect you your whole life until you really heal the damage that's done by these beliefs that they run by. And these may be even things that you've heard them say. You may have heard them say these things. And number 1 is do as I say and not as I do. If you are in a daily living experience with a narcissistic person, it doesn't matter whether they're a mate, a boss, a parent, whoever they are, their words and their actions are not going to line up. And this is going to happen consistently. And you're going to find yourself consistently disappointed by this fact that their words and their actions don't line up. And one thing that you'll have to learn over time to get through this experience is that you'll have to lower your expectations about what you hope to have them provide for you. And if they're your parents, you're going to have to really give up the idea that that parent is ever going to be able to truly show up for you, that they're ever going to be able to truly emotionally connect with you and have a deep and intimate and meaningful relationship with you, because they're never going to be able to do that. And it's really hard to accept that. It's really hard to look at that. It's really hard to hear it that first time from somebody who works with adult children, narcissists, who works with ACONs. So this do as I say and not as I do thing is incredibly confusing, because they will give you a rule, tell you you've got to follow this rule, but they don't follow that rule. Yet they act like they follow that rule in public to other people. Often they act like they're this pious, wonderful person who's really on your side and who's there for you as a parent, when it couldn't be further from the truth. And so those messages are incredibly confusing. And so you'll grow up being confused about relationships and also about expectations you have of others, and about other relationships that you may have in your life. It's incredibly confusing when you have these 2 different people that you're dealing with. The Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing is really kind of what encapsulates that narcissistic abuse and that narcissistic personality type, that style of person. Number 2 of the destructive beliefs that narcissistic parents hold, that can really hurt you, is if you don't hold my opinion, you will be punished. Punishment is an everyday thing that the narcissist uses. They use punishment in many different forms. One of them is through the silent treatment, where they just cut you off like you don't matter, when you never really did matter, because you're there in service to them in their own minds. So this rule, or this destructive belief that you have to hold their opinion, you're not allowed to think on your own, you're not allowed to to have your own ideas, your own opinions. You're supposed to follow everything that the narcissistic parent wants you to believe, think, and feel. Sometimes it's how you dress. You're supposed to dress like they want you to dress. I mean, it can go on down to every single little detail about you, and they can micromanage you like crazy. They can be on top of you, watching your every move, telling you everything that you did wrong, everything that's bad about you as they see it. And it's painful to have that kind of constant criticism on you. And it's very difficult to go through and very difficult to understand how that impacts you over time. It can really, really violate your self-esteem, how you feel about you, how you see yourself in the world, because your own parent doesn't see you as the wonderful person that you are. And you may not be able to see yourself that way either, because often we turn these rules in on ourselves as adults. And we're just as hard on ourselves as that narcissistic parent was. And this is where you can really do some healing work on yourself, is to turn this around. So that's really important. So if these are resonating with you and you like what you see here, and you want more of this, please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and check out the hundreds of videos that I have available to you. And just follow my work. I have a lot of holistic solutions for you to help you mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, and spiritually, because all of this narcissistic abuse is a holistic problem. It's not just a mental health problem. It's a you health problem. All of it depends on healing the different areas that have been wounded through parental narcissistic abuse. Number 3, and you might even hear your narcissistic parent say this. This is the third thing that I'm talking about today that is destructive beliefs that the narcissistic parent holds. And it's all about me is number 3. And if you have a narcissistic parent, you will know exactly what I mean. Even if they're like the nice guy or nice gal narcissist, where they seem like they're this really nice person, and they can fool you into thinking that they're nice, especially when they're love bombing you and giving you attention and acting like they're your best friend, or trying to, when all they're really doing is collecting data from you that they can use against you later. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So you'll start to learn, like, I cannot talk to my narcissistic parent. I cannot share. And this is really, really important, to stop disclosing so much information to them about you that they're going to use against you. And they'll use it against you, to you, but to other people, because then they'll take your stories and they'll twist them and share them with other people as though they are actual truth. This is where the smear campaign comes in, where they are belittling you and shaming you behind your back and making up things that aren't true about you. And it's really painful. There's so many stories out there about you that you're never going to be able to rectify, but you have to learn to let go of that as well, to stop taking all of this stuff so personally. But it is personal because it's your own parent, and it doesn't make sense because you are archetypally wired to believe that your parent is to be there for you, is to protect you, is to defend you, to be kind and caring and compassionate and loving towards you, to nurture you. But none of those things happen with a narcissistic parent. So it's a very complicated relationship because it is all about them. Everything is about focusing on them, what they want from you. Any niceness they have is a manipulation to try to get you in their back pocket so that when they need you, they can, say, hey, here's the hoop of fire, jump through it for me. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you've been through this. It's so painful and difficult. But you'll be so used to doing the people-pleasing thing that you won't know any other way. You won't know how to say no. And these are things that you can learn about as you learn how to heal from the 5 primary ones of parental narcissistic abuse, which is the online course that I have available to you. And I actually have that at the end of this video. You get it at a 50% discount. So check that out. So it's all about me. You'll know that with a narcissistic parent. Number 4 of the destructive beliefs that narcissistic parents hold that can really be damaging to you is, I can dish it out, but I can't take it. So they can criticize you and shame you and blame you all day long, and they will. But the second that you point out the truth to them that they do not want to look at, they can't look at because it's shattering their illusion, their fantasy of what they've built up in their own minds about their lives and what they're trying to convince everybody is the life, is who they are, it's their character, when it's completely not their character. And you know that if you live with this person as a child, you grew up with this person, you know that the things just don't add up. They just don't match to what they're projecting out there in the world. And so narcissistic people are incredibly sensitive, and they're also incredibly insensitive because that what the truth is about them is they're unbelievably insecure people, and they're looking to the outside world to give them validation because they truly believe that everything is external and only external things will make them feel good. And they're looking for that dopamine hit and that rush. And they're also training you to look for the dopamine hit and that rush. But what happens is you're always up and looking around, wondering what's going to happen next. When's the next shoe going to drop? When's the next criticism going to be leveled at you or about you to somebody else in front of you or in mixed company? I mean, it's endless. What you're always hyper vigilant looking for, the danger in the room, because they're dangerous people. And you start to learn that they're emotionally dangerous and emotionally hurtful. And so they're incredibly insensitive. And it's their lack of sensitivity that also awakens their own lack of sense of self. And so if you give them a criticism, even if it's a healthy, constructive bit of advice, they're going to immediately take it as you're shaming them, you're blaming them, you're criticizing them, and they'll think that you are manipulating them into something that you want. If you're an empathetic, caring, kind, truly sensitive person, that's not how you're wired. That's not how you act and react in the world. And so you may find as you come out of a narcissistic family system, that you're super sensitive to any kind of criticism. It doesn't mean you're a narcissist. It doesn't mean that. It means that there are wounds in there that have not been healed. There have been the wounds that where you feel not good enough. You feel unworthy. You feel depressed. You feel sad. You feel anxious. All of those things can be worked through. Especially when you use holistic techniques, holistic somatic techniques, like what I use with my clients. I use whole person integration technique, and it's a technique that really looks at the entire system and how narcissistic abuse has impacted your body. And it helps you to release the emotional overload in your system that makes you feel like you're this overly sensitive person. And you will be coming out of this kind of household. But again, it does not mean you're a narcissist. But a narcissistic parent will not be able to take any kind of criticism, even like the good constructive things that somebody's trying to help you with. They're never going to take that because they see it as a threat, and it terrifies them, and they won't look at themselves. They have no ability to self-reflect. So they're going to turn everything right back on you. So they can dish it out, but they can't take it. Number 5 of these destructive beliefs that the narcissistic parent holds and holds you to is, you will never get it right, but I'm going to force you to keep trying. So the narcissistic parent, remember I was talking about those hoops of fire? They create the hoops, they light them on fire, and they're like, here, jump through the hoop. And once you jump through the hoop and you do the thing and you did it well, and you're just like, you're maybe even like happy or looking at them, for validation, they're going to say, oh, no, you didn't do that right. You should have done it this way instead. Even though they may have given you explicit directions on how they want things done, they still will find something wrong with what you did. Or they'll gaslight you and say, I never said to do it like that. Where did you get that idea? So those kinds of things are meant to shut you down and to keep you under their control, because ultimately that's what the narcissist is trying to do. They're trying to keep you under their control, keep you in that hypnotic trance of you got to follow them all the time, because if you don't, the consequences are so severe and you're terrified to get out of it. They run those family systems like cults. They're the cult leader, and then they break down everybody with the abuse, with the programming, with those thoughts, those feelings and beliefs. And then you become sick, which keeps you weak. And then you're more valuable to them in that weakened state. And they know it. And so they try to keep you weakened. It's horrible. This kind of abuse is really, really horrible. And if you've been through this kind of abuse, please seek help. You really need to seek help. These videos are really helpful and really important. But seeking help is one of the most important things that you will ever do. And the kind of help that I provide is holistic in nature. So I look mental, emotional, physical. How has this emotional abuse, this narcissistic abuse, impacted your physical body? And how has it affected you also energetically and spiritually? So your energy system is the only thing you cannot live without. It's the only thing that really, once you go through that, get into conscious evolution and releasing yourself from the trapped emotions that are held in your body, those trapped beliefs, those negative core beliefs that you've been holding in your own body of believing you're unlovable, of believing you never get it right, I'm not good enough, all of those beliefs. As you release those from your system, you will feel less and less burdened. You will have more energy available to yourself in present time to do the things that you want to be able to do, to carry out the things in your life that are so empowering and helpful and meaningful. But you may not even know what those things are because you've been so separated from your own self-expression, from your own opinion, from your own ideas, your skills, your talents, your abilities, your own self-worth. And I want to get you connected to those things again. So schedule a free consultation with me. The links are in the description. They're in the comments below. Schedule that free consultation and we can talk about how I might be able to help you to heal holistically. And I've had these incredible results with my clients. I've seen them open up businesses, going from laying in bed, curled up in bed, crying all the time, and opening businesses. I've seen people stop drinking altogether when they were drinking a bottle of wine every single night to cover the pain. I've seen people heal illnesses, sciatica, within a few days. I've seen illnesses heal up literally overnight and never come back. So there's all kinds of things possible because your body knows how to heal itself when you're given the right thing it needs. And if energy medicine, energy work, spiritual development, if those kinds of things speak to you, I can take you there. I can take you into the subconscious mind and into the body to help you release the energy of abuse that you've been holding for your whole life, and release that programming. So, please go ahead and follow me. I'm on all the different social media platforms. Please keep watching these videos. A ton of information to help you. There's some exercises in some of those videos to help you as well, to release the energy that you're holding. And I just want to help you get well. So thank you so much for listening to this video. And I really hope that it has helped you see yourself more clearly and see what you went through, and to help you to recognize the impact that parental narcissistic abuse has had upon you, on your body, your mind, and your soul. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope this information has helped you get well.